And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show. And this is going to be episode 167. And in this episode of the MSK show, we are going to be doing a comic book review on Battle Brick Road Volume 1 in a little bit. There is some stuff that I want to talk to you guys about. And after that, we're going to be getting into the review. Then I'll ask Mr. Savage Dad, how was your day? Actually, how was work?
It was work. Same old, same old.
What did you do besides think about me? So you didn't think about me? Wow.
No,
wow.
I'm not gay.
Gay!
You didn't think about me when you were at work? How dare you? Oh my goodness.
I usually don't think about streaming until roughly about 4:45 in the afternoon.
Okay.
And that was about my stream that I needed to kick up at about 5 o'clock. So
yeah. So I've been telling you, man, freaking put your car streams on YouTube. You should be able to do them on YouTube. Come on, man. What are you doing?
I'll show you backstage one of these days. The app that I use, it literally just lets me shoot it to an RTMP link, which is Rumble. So.
Oh, really? That's it?
Yeah.
Damn. Fucking hell.
I could connect my YouTube account to it, but I can't do both of them. And I have more of a following here on Rumble. I got 200 people following me on Rumble.
This guy, but you have more of an active fan base on YouTube, though. That's the thing.
I don't know about that.
Really? You don't think you do?
I don't think so. I got 82 people, and I rarely see anybody show up in that chat. I see more people in my Rumble chat.
Yeah, that's crazy because whenever I would
I'm gonna get a T-shirt that says "I'm mid" on Rumble.
Oh God! Whenever I literally would stream to Rumble, there would be legit only just doing Rumble, Twitch, and X for a little bit there before I got the YouTube stuff figured out. It was just almost not worth it because there was legit no one there. I was like, "What the hell is going on?" I know I'm putting out really good stuff here, but then I realized, wait a minute. It's it's Rumble. There's only going to be so much reach this platform can have. There's a reason why I stopped using because Twitch, there's literally nothing there for content that I do, eventually maybe I would have done game streams there, but I could just do game streams on, YouTube and then just get a chat interaction there, because whenever I would just do live streams on Twitch, it felt like they were just worthless. It's just completely just trash, honestly.
I think I only ever used it really once. So I'm not interested.
It just makes no sense really to put your content on Twitch. It's not really worth my time to anymore. That's why you guys won't see me stream there. Literally, StreamYard only offers basically, YouTube. Well, StreamYard offers 3 places of streams with the plan that I have. You get YouTube, Twitter, and Rumble. Those are the 3 that I choose for the StreamYard destinations. And with Savage Dad, I do have an audience over there on Rumble. So, I'd rather just put content over there instead of Twitch. Plus, content on Twitch expires. I don't know how you can make fucking content that expires. That shouldn't really be a thing unless you're doing
it. Does not. That's a new thing to them, I think. So.
Oh no, they've always did that. Twitch, where literally your content will expire because Twitch believes in the whole instant gratification thing, where you want to be there right in the moment when something's big happening. But I can't.
They don't do anything but live stream.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. But that's what's nah. I have to put my content on somewhere where it's gonna last. Because the reason why it's better on Rumble is because basically if Rumble ever changes their creator program to be something less not shit, then it'll be a lot more.
They have the new one now. Basically, if you've streamed via Rumble Studio for 30 hours in a month, you get into the actual program and shit. So it might be worth checking it out, dude.
Did you think that was good? I read Rumble everything. Studio I thought it was complete trash. Honestly, I thought it was terrible.
What, Studio?
Yeah,
Studio has some issues, but in all honesty, so does StreamYard. And the errors that I get with StreamYard that would fuck up my sound and my mic and shit constantly. Yeah. I was just I'm paying fucking $300, $400 a year now to get StreamYard. And Rumble Studio, while it has some issues as well, not necessarily. I've never had my mic or my audio get fucked up. I've had to refresh the page, which drops me off the screen and then puts me back on when it re-enters the studio. And you've got to go in and build all of your own layouts. You've got to go, like, if you want different layouts for the way the cameras are moved around, and you have your guests on spots. But that's all stuff you can customize and do in StreamYard too. They just don't have default ones that everybody basically does because they don't want to spend time on developing different layouts and shit. But you can. It's there. It's got noise canceling now. You can take phone calls in, which is wild. But yeah, it's for free.
I think it's just unnecessary. I think they need to spend their money on better. Like, do you really need a Rumble Studio? Like, there's OBS, there's StreamYard, there's Restream.
Yeah,
you have Streamlabs OBS. Like, I don't think they need to be wasting money on their own streaming. Oh, sorry, their own podcasting streaming software. I don't think they should be wasting their money on that because everyone prefers using the one they already have, and they just want to link that one up to, how to stream.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing is, I would have did it personally if it didn't require the Rumble Studio thing, because the new creator program, if you guys don't know, basically you have to use Rumble Studio, you have to be a Rumble Premium member, and then you have to do like 30 hours, which is not bad. I could easily hit that literally in fucking hell. I could easily hit that in like 2 weeks if I really tried. But you also have to do like 5 hours of it. It has to be like members only or premium only content. And it's like, that's just so stupid. That's just like the whole member thing wasn't bad, but when you kind of tie it into whole like, well, you have to use Rumble Studio to even have a chance. It's like, I don't want to use Rumble Studio though. I just don't want to use it. I already use StreamYard, and StreamYard already has everything that I need. I think at this point I'm going to be using this software until, well, they just basically either completely run that shit to the dirt, or I have to just basically go to like Restream. And I had Restream before, and I could basically just use that, and it's actually cheaper.
Yeah,
and Restream is probably better to use if you're on a budget, honestly. But I like being here. I like the layout it gives me for the podcast. I like what I'm able to do. I like being able to set up things at destinations. I'm very comfortable using the platform. I've been using this for like 4 years straight at this point. I just don't really see the benefit of using Rumble Studio. Also, if you put content on Rumble, as you know, as a lot of you guys know, the reach there is, pretty limited on certain things. Also, with creator programs, like I was so qualified for both times last time, and I didn't get in. I'm like, well, if I don't get in, if I'm disqualified, well, fuck this. Now I got to be a premium member to do this. Yeah, I'll wait until they have a better program for that shit for me to be any worthwhile invested into, like caring for. But speaking of caring for stuff, it's time to go over this. All right, so I want to make sure I preference these things before we actually review this. Eric Weathers, I believe, still letters comic books for EVS. This is not about EVS at all. This is just about Eric Weathers and what he did in this book. Okay, I read this last night, and we were going to do the show last night, but there was some noise downstairs, and it got to a point where it was like, well, it's by the time these guys leave, it's going to be too late, so we will just end up doing the show on the next day, which is when you're watching it today, obviously, and this is Wednesday. So moving forward, we're probably going to end up just doing the show that me and Professor Savage that I do on Wednesday, because on Tuesday I have Lapsed Comic Fan, and then on Wednesday I could already bookmark it in my head. Hey, for about 2 weeks out of the month, I have the show that we do. And remember, if we don't do the show Wednesday, then obviously, we could just make up for it on Sunday if there's time, if we can, So that's probably going to be the thing moving forward. But just want to let you guys know that this is not about like shitting on Comicsgate, which we pretty much do on the show a lot of the time. I mean, even the shows that you aren't even in, we would shit on Comicsgate because, well, Comicsgate's just trash. Just being honest here,
I think there needs to be an extension. We need to get like below the slums and into the Comicsgate sewer.
How about we make our own group called? Well, it won't be called. There's too many gates. There's like Gamergate, Goonergate, Comicsgate. Too many gates.
Yeah, there's too many fucking gates. We should just call it
Iron Age. People tried doing that, but that didn't work because there just wasn't a driving force for that. And Iron Age is essentially just doing indie stuff. Like that's the same thing with Comicsgate. That's stupid. This is all just indie comic books.
Let's start mega. Make entertainment great again. Done.
There we go. Oh, yep. So
that's what you should call it. That's what the show.
You basically just replace the A in MAGA to put mega.
You could call it Mega Cast. Even better.
God, holy shit!
Oh, and we talk about nothing but good shit. Talk about good comics, good movies, good games. Not like the hot ass that seems to be out and around these days.
What do you mean hot ass? You don't think the big two are putting out some quality content? Guys are. I mean, it really just depends because I know a lot of people they actually think that every single book in the mainstream is bad. I genuinely don't think that. It's literally just depends on what you're reading. Honestly, there's probably more bad than good, but I would kind of only attribute that to Marvel. Like a lot of the bad conversations that arise from comic books currently just come from like Marvel. Like DC has their fair share
unless
of that
unless it's DC, trying to have Marvel hold their beer.
Hold on, wait, what's this month? This month is February, right? Okay, so we're not at ICV2 sales.
A couple more days.
You're right. We'll be at the ICV2 sales very, very soon. But yes, at 7:30 p.m. PST tonight, I have a one-on-one with what's his name? Joe Atmosphere. That's his name. And then after that, we're gonna have our panel show. So yeah, your boy's putting in 3 shows tonight. So your boy's gonna be putting out some quality content. So yeah, moving forward, all of the announcements on Twitter. We're going to have our show on Wednesday. So that means next week, what book do you want to review then?
Oh, shit, dude. I don't know. I was thinking about what to read. I'm trying to think about what you have. I've been finishing up the Judge Dredd Christmas episode, or Christmas issue, which is kind of an anthology book, but it's one of those 2080.
We could read pornography.
You could. I don't have any of that. Let's see. I've got Destro to read. I've got Void Rivals 2 to read. Oh, I will have Bloodruth tomorrow.
I don't know when I'm getting. Hopefully, my friend's sister dropped the mail off. If my friend's sister dropped the mail off and I got Bloodruth, we can review that. That'll be an if.
That way we get it out while it's hot. And hey, Saska's, if you're watching, let's go. I saw you retweet us. I saw you.
I saw them retweet because they love me. You know what's crazy? I'll say this for Jen and Sylvie. I asked them in Eric's live stream, not this one that he had with Johnny Young Bosch, but for the previous one he did on his main channel, so like the IRS and some bullshit like that. They said the most heinous thing ever. They said they like pineapple on their pizza, and I was like, pineapple's gross, but do you like sauces on your pizza? And they were like, yes, giggity. Just saying.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're cool. I think there's a lot of shit they catch that is unnecessary. They seem perfectly fine. Dude, I was looking up that time the cracked out pie man had a heart attack, which he tried not to call a heart attack, but everybody knows it was a heart attack. Everybody refers to it, even in the King's heart attack. But they actually left a comment on that post praying for him. Way back when it happened, all that way.
Yeah, because that's
I saw that shit and I'm like, oh wow.
Yeah, because that's when him and Eric were still. He says they weren't friends, but it's like, yeah, I would imagine to Ethan he has no friends because he literally he thinks that everyone's a backstabber, so he just such an idiot.
That's because he is trash. But
speaking of Comicsgate, something that is in the indie sphere that launched today. If you guys want to get it on Ripascend, this was the first project I got on Ripascend. I didn't get Drunk 3PO's book. I just really wasn't that interested, honestly. I thought about it and I was like, you know what? I just want to let it interested, honestly.
You're not into it. Dude, it's a kid's book. Oh yeah. I want to watch
Gabriel and the Guardians.
I gotta sign up.
Launch stream.
I might sign up for Angel Studios to watch that. Did you watch the trailer for this show?
They put out a preview
pretty good
on their channel.
Yeah.
I think they did. I'm pretty sure on this channel, or I don't know if they created one for Ripascend, but I know they put out a preview of episode 1, or calling episode 0. Oh my goodness. This is the only criticism I have. People have tried this and I hate this. Don't call things issue number 0. It's just kind of redundant. Everyone knows the issue 1 is where you begin stuff, like I have never understood why people try to do the issue 0 thing. It's just it doesn't roll off the tongue very well, you know. But Johnny Young Bush, Jesus Christ, Johnny Young Bosch, as you guys know, was Power Ranger. Mighty Morphin Power Ranger season 2 when he took over for Zach. He was Mighty Morphin Black Ranger, Power Rangers CEO Green Ranger. He was the Green Ranger in Power Rangers Turbo. He came back for that one episode of Power Rangers in Space to help out Carlos. He came back for the Once a Ranger special around the Operation Overdrive period. That's when Disney owned Power Rangers at that point. Well, they technically bought it in the Wild Force time period. He's voiced Faster Stampede. He voiced Ichigo. He voiced Lelouch from Code Geass. He's voiced a character from One Piece. I can't remember. This man literally went from a Power Ranger to a voice actor, and now is just doing something on the indie scene, the indie sector, with Gabriel and the Guardians. Also, well, I mean that's pretty hot, honestly, to me. Sorry, purposes. What was I saying? Fuck. Oh, what the hell? Gabriel and the Guardians, number 1 launched. I mean, 1 second. I'll give you guys the link here. I have it right here. Holy crap! What is wrong with people? They weirdly obsessed with Jen and Sylvie and post like provocative photos on it. It's so cringe. Like I can't even scroll down a Rippaverse post without seeing that. Luckily, these are closed. Good lord, man. That'd have been dangerous. All right. Is Ripasend. Let me go into my search history. You guys don't need to see my search history because you guys would get in trouble because I am very famous, actually. All right. Jeez. Okay, hold on. Did this man reboot a stream again? Never happened. This is the first time we're doing this. How dare you insult a person of color? Gabriel and the Guardian.
WZ, you should make a like a short or like a clip for MSK's W's. That's the streams that ended. Like you'd have to be quick because you'd have to snatch them. But if you could get like a collab of all the MSK like streams just as they like cut like 5 seconds before and then go
wow,
that would be
he's putting me on the spot here.
Wild.
So Gabriel and the Guardians issue number 0 pre-order. It's $5.99. It's actually about $14 because it's shipping.
How many pages is it?
When that one guy Richard,
it's only 32 page, so it's like comic book size, not manga size, but
yeah, it doesn't. Is there a few preview pages here? Let's see. Oh, let me make this bigger because my wife always asks for that. Honestly, make that a little bit bigger. All right. So if you guys are into like, I guess this is mostly based off like Christian mythology from the Bible because Gabriel's a character from the Bible in the book of Genesis. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I've never really seen anything good as far as like Christian related shit in media. I've just never seen it. I mean, what was that movie that was kind of Christian based called Fireproof? I think that's one of the more better ones out there.
The Grok comics were pretty interesting.
Yeah, those had a nice little spin to it. But usually for like Christian sort of media and entertainment, it's not really anything super good or memorable out there, you know? But if you guys want another manga, another anime to get kind of lost in, you know? Oh, no, that was the Bible compendium. The Bible was written as a graphic novel. It's the same story. It's just all just in color and graphic novel form. That's probably a better way to read the Bible because, guys, reading novels like that book is just... I don't like reading books. I think reading books is gay. But if you had a chance to tell it to me in a graphic novel format with pictures and color, sign me up. But yeah, someone was like, hey, is this going to be a 100-page manga? Well, this is a 32-page prequel manga. So the mangas that come after this could easily be like 100 pages, you know? And
I think it's supposed to be black and white. Is it properly formatted?
They said it was black and white. It says paperback 32, 5x7.
All right.
So that's another thing too, is like they said on stream that this would have, because this is how like it would be for any anime, right? The manga is always ahead of the anime. The anime you got to take time to actually make the episodes for. You would want to get into making sure you're getting caught up on the manga too. But as people know, I already pre-ordered this today, so I already have this pre-ordered. I don't know when this is expected to start shipping. but we'll see what happens. After that, what else is to go over? Oh, the Kathleen Kennedy stuff we're gonna cover on the panel show tonight. Guys, I'll be honest here. It doesn't really matter. Damage is kind of already done. And the problem here is since Disney is so beyond retarded with how they do things now, does anybody really think they're going to hire anyone competent to really just completely rewrite the ship? You know, people said this person can do it or this person can do it. Well, I mean, it took David Zaslav quite a while just to find James Gunn. And we don't know if that's even going to pan out because they've never had a Kevin Feige for DC right now currently. And now they're going to try to find a new Kevin Feige for Star Wars under this Disney leadership.
Brother.
You know, Kathleen Kennedy said she wanted to go out with a bang. So she got a chance to leave with the Acolyte.
That's how she got in.
5. Good Lord. Jesus walked on water and swam on the land. Interesting. He could bake the best cake. Laps, are you high? What the hell
is 100% correct. All those things.
It said March 2025 on the site. Really? Oh, that's cool. Okay. So pretty quick turnaround, actually. That's awesome. Yeah, can't wait to...
Small book. It's probably mostly produced, so...
Yeah. So let's get into this. All right. So after this, if we have time, we'll go over the Supergirl #1 topic. But if not, we'll just go over it later. The main thing to go over today is Battle Brick Road Volume 1. I don't know why it does that when I put the book on the keyboard. Oh my god. Makes it freaking like I have to
ease.
Yeah, I gotta be gentle. I'm usually a very gentle person, you know. Currently right now, Eric Weathers hasn't fulfilled Battle Brick Road Volume 2 yet. And this is kind of the thing with some of these like CG books or Comicsgate adjacent books is waiting for them. I'm gonna be honest here. If this was complete trash, which it wasn't, it's actually pretty good. I would not buy this again because it's not worth it. It's not worth waiting the time for.
It took a year to get here. Where's my doc cam? Hold on. It took a year for this to show up, and this was me ordering issue 1, but I guess it was on the new crowdfund.
Yeah, I bought this when he went on a Drink with Crazies Iron Knights podcast when I still would watch that from time to time, and he said there's a sale on Battle Brick Road ding and dented copies. He said this was dinged and dented, but if you guys see this right here, there's nothing. Any of you guys see anything ding and dented about this? I really don't see anything about that. So maybe he just said that so people would just kind of buy them quicker to blow out some of the inventory stock he had. He probably got a lot of messages asking when they're going to restock them because I didn't get that cover. I got this one. This is the one that I liked a lot.
It took me a while for this to even show up, but this, like I said, this was from I think the issue 2 crowdfund. So, like, lots of cool swag on the inside.
Yeah, he got a sticker.
Pretty cool.
The Battle Brick Road sticker. He has the card the little giant what do you call that? It's like a calling card or something.
Postcard.
No,
dude, I got this whole print. Check this out. Look at this. Like that was in the back.
You got that?
Like almost a backboard sketch that I'm not sure who did this.
That's what this is the only thing I got right here.
Fizampton. Otis Fizampton. I don't know, but it looks cool. I like it. That's a good little piece of art there.
He gave you that?
Let's see.
Motherfucker, dude just gave me a postcard and said Battle Brick Road.
I got a postcard.
Crowdfunding exclusively with a QR code.
A Battle Brick Road sticker. I also got, hey, calm down, everybody. Hold up. Wait a minute. I know that Eric July's caught a lot of shit over this kind of crap, but I'm going to show you some shit that came here. Oh my God, it's so stupid and gay and lame. He's selling. He's putting trading cards out there. Look what I got. Look at this shit. Motherfucking trade.
Oh, yeah. You know, rules for thee, but not for me kind of thing. It's usually how it works, honestly.
Hey, I'm not saying that that's Eric Weathers. I'm just saying, you know, and I'm not even saying that's anybody else in CG except for Ethan, maybe Malin, but I'm all for it. Like Eric Weathers put out a good product, and we'll get into it, but like as far as like receiving my shit, this is the fastest thing a CG, even tangentially CG related associated book, fastest I've ever received it, period.
Yeah.
Also, the most stuff, extra little swag bits, very nice. The basically backboard sketch that's been kind of printed.
You got a backboard sketch.
Very
I
nice.
got a postcard. That's all I got.
I got a postcard too. You just saw that.
What? I don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't know.
But I will say this.
No idea, but
this is how. Okay, so Marvel and DC are never going to do this because they're just, well, idiots. But this is how comic books in the future might be. You just do 2 issues in one book and you make it trade paperback size format. That's what they should do if you want to have people wait for
see
something.
It here, like, look, what is it? Like, let's see. Let me find one of the breaks here, so you can definitely tell.
He did have a black page in here. There was a black page in this.
Oh, see, yes, and what I think that was, unlike with Crybaby Malin, teenage girl John Malin, affected teenage girl John Malin. Like you'll see here, like it has this like clear ending for this first issue.
Yeah.
Boom, that's the end of the issue. Here's the beginning of issue 2. That's kind of the way it got broken up. But then issue 2 goes, and you'll get in here, you do get, here's this, and then basically here's a black page that's just there because he went to the cover, because this is the thing, he's even doing covers for the next issue. This is chapter 2. Here's a cover page that would be on the floppy, and then you're going to go through, you're going to get a few more issues. I don't know if he has another black page, but that's because it was formatted in a way that it would have been done if he made floppies out of this. It almost makes me wonder if like this was a story that he was going to have published in the floppies somewhere. Maybe, I don't know, Image or Dark Horse or
Arctic Press or I had him on the Iron Man podcast for a one-on-one. He's told me, I mean, I don't know if he's lying, but he said he's only ever been indie. I don't know if he considers Image indie then, but I would imagine
it's
he does.
Definitely put together in a way that it looks like it was meant to be made into floppies. That's why there's that black page there. That he could have done something with before he sent it off to print.
What he should have done with those black pages is just if he's going to use the cover pages and essentially have those as the chapter introductions, because essentially the chapter introductions are just the cover pages, except you get to see some of the original sketching before the coloring is fully done and it's fully rendered. I would have that's the only thing I would say, but we're gonna get into it right now. Time to have a
bang her.
Wow. I just dropped my can of liquid on my carpet. On my brand new carpet, I just dropped the liquid.
Be there having cans of liquid hanging out all over his room.
Oh my God. You know what happened today at work? I moved a box at work, one random box, even though I moved like hundreds before it. And then I hurt my back. There was a muscle that got pulled or something because it was hurting so bad. I was like, what the fuck? I literally felt it in my body. I was like, what? I just moved it.
You felt the muscle in your body and it broke your back? There's a name for that.
All right. So are you saying
I don't have bro, you went here.
No. I was just with my boss in a freezer and she had me move a box.
Uh-huh. That's what she did. Man, MSK over here living the like the B film Horrible Bosses movie.
Oh my God. All right. So right when it's a truck there. Oh my goodness. Probably should get this started before they come, essentially. All right. You ready for a huge fat banger that is going to be right up inside your ass? Like it's so big and gaping, your eyes are gonna pop out. That's how bad it is.
Hated it.
Loved it. Wait a minute. That's gay. Oh my God.
They're doing crack.
Wow. Boss fantasy dream, except this boss is a senior citizen. No, literally, she said, can you put this box here? And I did it. I wasn't constantly thinking, and I didn't even bend over because the boxes it was stacked pretty fairly high, and I just moved it.
Then he got all of her 8 inches.
Fabulous.
All right, let's have some F-U. Wait, no. F is for friends who fuck together. U is for you and me. N is for nag certain words that I can't say on YouTube. God.
Bruh. I know, right? He didn't even bend over. She just got it in there.
No, that's not even how it worked. She was like, if you pulled a muscle, you wouldn't be able to move. It was like, I think I really pulled a muscle.
She wanted him to pull her muscle.
No, what I said was something felt like it kind of pulled in my back, just a little knot, and then I just felt so much pain.
She came up behind him and she's like, I'm a buddy your cornbread.
I'm a corn addict, man. I love baked corn, cornbread, corn on the cob, regular corn, kettle corn, candy corn. I'm a corn addict, man. I have so many genres of corn that I love. Don't you understand how much my corn addiction is, man? It's taken me over. I can't go anywhere without fucking not thinking of corn.
WZ, she didn't even let him get something out of the fryer.
Dude, I can't go anywhere without thinking of corn. All I can think about, dude, whenever I go outside, all I can think about is corn on the cobs, women holding corn on the cobs. And all I can think about is just putting my mouth on them and just doing some hand stroking motions to them.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, but as you guys know, like if I was on an official broadcast, I literally wouldn't be like on an official broadcast going like dicks, pussy, dicks. Like, you know, I'm a professional at the end of the day, and you guys will always get to see that. No? All right, so let's get into this giga banger.
Let's go.
So have you ever had sex with a girl?
At least 3 times.
A day? Oh.
No, just because I have 3 children.
Are you just brat? Laughs, you know what Laughs did? He was like, do you have sex with your wife? He was like, yeah, we have sex pretty much every day. I was like, oh, thank you for bragging, you son of a bitch. Oh my goodness.
How would be.
So, whenever you have sex with your wife, could you possibly record it and send it to me for the science reasons? I need to see your strokes.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded. Gay.
Like, I just want to see your strokes, man. I want to see how good you are. It's not gay, you know. Just want to see some dick motions. Oh, God. Okay, so definitely when we're at the meetup this year, go up to all the girls and be like, thumb in or thumb out.
Boo woo. Oh, I'm inside you, Tifa.
Oh gosh.
Negro, please.
God. And no, I didn't get bent over by a boss
China.
and get diddied. Okay, didn't happen.
He came in and just went at him.
I'm reminded of a famed word.
Okay. All right.
The muke-minded.
Interesting. Let's get it on.
It's from the Amish.
All right.
Let's get it.
Do you think I've existed for this long without being at a 200 IQ level? Guys, I'm at a 200 IQ level for a reason. All right. Nevertheless. Hey, everyone. I am Black. Okay, I'm joking. We're all just joking around here. I love licking urinals. I love sniffing. I love hitting the crack pipe.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Was that 1776? Damn.
Went there. Holy shit.
God. She does sound like that. God. 1776.
How do you know she sounds like that? Holy shit, bro.
What an L. What an L of a lady. Holy shit. Just actually, you know what? Trump ended up winning anyway, and her brain still probably hasn't fucking unfried itself. Good Lord. All right. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. And in today's video, we are going to be doing a comic book review on Battle Brick Road Volume 1. So this is actually a indie comic book that is actually made by a guy who does lettering for a lot of indie comic books named Eric Weathers. So Eric Weathers is someone that you guys know because he typically is on the name for a lot of indie comic books actually for the oh, wait a minute. Whoa. You're whiter now. I have to process this. There's two of you. Hold on.
Yeah, there was too much whiteness going on there. I fixed it.
Wait a minute. Who's on the MSK hype train? All right. We have our one try out of the way. He's trying out new hand signals. I never do hand signals. I just do the 2 finger bangs in my wife. No? Okay. All jokes aside, let's go. Time to usher in a new level of intellect. Wait, the fuck was I? What was I saying? Oh, I was being a genius again. All right. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. And in today's video, we are going to be doing a comic book review on Battle Brick Road Volume 1. So Battle Brick Road is a indie comic book that is done by the name of Eric. Whoa. Hold on, guys. Wait a minute.
I like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
Give me a You what?
All right. Hold on. I literally lost my brain. Again. My brain is here, guys. I'm joking with you guys. I'm just putting out quality entertainment. My brain is working and I am black. All right. Okay. All jokes aside. I'm going for 3. 3 strikes. I'm out. Wait a minute. That's not good, actually, because we're going to be doing it all night. Slaps. Okay, guys. I'm actually joking. Hope you guys really enjoy the show and the replay. So make sure quality content is what you come for and you get quantity. All right, let's fucking do this shit. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. And in today's video, we are going to be doing a comic book review on Battle Brick Road Volume 1. So this is a indie comic book that is done by the name of a guy called Eric Weathers. He is a indie comic book letterer. So he's a person that basically letters a lot of comic books in the indie comic sphere. And at some point, he decided to himself he was going to do his own comic book series. And I'm pretty sure, as you guys know, just from the comic book name itself, Battle Brick Road, which is kind of the thing that I thought of when I first basically heard of this book's name, is that it's actually inspired very, very heavily from The Wizard of Oz. And if you guys want to see an episode of the Iron Man podcast where I actually did a one-on-one with Eric Weathers, you would have to go and watch that on my Rumble channel. So basically, go on my Rumble channel, which is a link in the description box below. You can go in on my Rumble channel and search through the episodes of the Iron Man podcast, and you can, watch and listen to the one where I talk to him one-on-one. Because after that, well, as you guys know, on Twitter, I'm someone that calls a lot of CG people retarded, actually a lot. So, that didn't actually go very well with him because I asked him, like, hey, man, you want to come back on for another one-on-one? He was like, well, I'm not going to come on the show anymore. And I was like, well, okay, all right, fuck you then. But, all's fair in love and war. But I do this thing in my life where I don't care if I like the person. All that matters is if I like their work. I can separate the artist from the art because, good old Eric Weathers does not like when people criticize his daddy EVS because he also has worked with EVS on Cyberfrog titles. He's the main letterer of Cyberfrog from what I know. I've seen his name in the credits of the freaking front cover page of Cyberfrog books that are the new ones like Blood Honey and Wreck Planet and all that shit. And obviously, since he's with Ethan, then he can obviously have himself get other people to letter their comic books. He's like, well, I have this guy named Eric Weathers and he can fucking letter your book too. So, it's obviously a, hand-in-hand motion going on there to get Eric Weathers more money. He was also the guy that lettered Rippaverse comic books, actually. But ever since you had the EVS and Eric July falling out, he doesn't letter any Rippaverse comic books anymore. He hasn't lettered one since what? Salvage PI, that 13-page story in Ribbazine #1. Ever since, I think it was that one, or it was Yaira #1, where he wasn't, going to be there anymore.
Yeah, I have to look and see. I don't remember.
Yeah, because let's be honest here, he's been working with EVS for so long, he's going to be an EVS guy. It's just going to be what it is. But I told people this in this review. It's not about Comicsgate. It's not about EVS. All that matters in this review is just going over, did he create something good? So now that you guys know all of that, this is something that I want to say. So he is very lucky. This was very good. I will give it to him. This was very well put together. The art was great. The direction of the book was great. The pacing was pretty cool. The dialogue was cool. It felt very Wizard of Oz if it was in some sort of like a sci-fi world kind of thing. It basically is Wizard of Oz with a sci-fi twist to it, and it actually works out very well. But even with all of that, and I did like the book, and this might actually go in one of my favorite books of the year. You're fucking lucky, you piece of shit. He's so lucky this was good.
Calm down.
Because if this wasn't good, I would not at any point think about investing into Battle Brick Road Volume 2, because I can tell he's the guy where he's like, well, I gotta wait like 4 years for quality. And it's like, dude, that's a problem there. Is because like the reason why a lot of people don't come back to books like these is because they weren't like the investment of waiting for the 4 years of time, And keep in mind,
it takes a lot, dude. Like, it can take a lot. Like, I'm talking some of the greatest books I've ever read. If you told me Frank Miller's 300, like, if I picked up the first issue of that and I read it, I loved that book. Great book. I had a great Frank Miller story. And then they told me the next issue would come out in 4 years. I would sell the book and just be like, nah, not worth the investment. I'm like, why? I'm not going to remember the story 4 years from now. I'm going to have read so much other shit by then. Like,
like that's the point is,
comic books work.
Yeah. You know what's crazy is a lot of them use that argument.
Write novels, dude. The novel fans are used to waiting that kind of shit.
Yeah. No, it's just, what's crazy, man, is the mainstream industry that they always criticize when it comes to like CG. Do they not have any self-awareness to the point where it's like they've made and put out stuff on time? That was, and keep in mind, they did it for so many years. That's why they were fans of comic books, and that made them want to actually work in the comic industry. So this bullshit fucking notion a lot of them have where it's like waiting for quality. That's so stupid. Guys, I can literally not.
That only qualifies for like the first year, maybe. And in the second year, it's kind of like,
even
maybe some bullshit
when they first started
going
on. Image
Yeah.
had a lot of bullshit happen when it came to like distribution and problems because the guys that came over, well, they were more like creators and actual like business people. But later on, it got to the point where they could put out floppies consistently, have titles and series and hire people. So I just don't agree with this notion that you have to wait 4 years for quality. First of all, guys, I can literally give you recommendations for series right now that you can just get in floppies monthly, and you're not waiting for quality. These are, in my opinion, very good books, actually. I could recommend you series right now that Marvel and DC have done that are very, very good. Jeremy Adams' Green Lantern run. Buy the first trade. Second trade just came out. I'll be reviewing that trade with Last Comic Fan at some point, probably in a few weeks when it comes to my doorstep. Jeremy Adams' Green Lantern run, great. I recently read, oh my God, fucking good Lord. I mean, Joker by Brian Azzarello, great book. So many.
Story.
The Horseman, Welcome to Forest Park, Rippaverse comic, great book. Read that. Didn't wait for that for too long. Like I literally have a pile of books over there that I've read that I could just show you right there. Ultimate Spider-Man, Married with Children, Volume 1, great. Transformers, Robots in Disguise, Volume 1. Transformers, Transform into Oblivion, Volume 2. All that stuff I'm not waiting for. I have plenty of series that I could read right now without waiting for anything. I don't need CG.
Well, and that's kind of the point. It's like if you as a creator are so disinterested in the book that you're writing that it takes you 4 years to do it, that takes you 3 years to do it, that takes you 2 years to fucking do it, how do you expect your audience to be interested in that? Because you're not. What you're telling your audience right there is you have no interest. You aren't so engaged with the story that you're telling that you can't stop putting it together. Then why would I be engaged with that? Like I see guys like Vaughn Vaughn's whole fucking thing is like, I'm working on my book. I'm so into this next story. I'm so into issue 2. And he's hustling for it and he's getting it worked on. And he's just writing it. He isn't even the artist. He isn't doing both of these things. But he's so engaged with the work that he's doing that you, as a fan or as, a person who purchases comic books, you can't help but feel that engagement, but feel that interest to get drug in by this creator that's so in love with the work that he's doing that it pulls you along with it, that you want to be there too. You want to be a part of what's going on with it. And that's not what you get from people who sit there and be like, it takes 3-4 years for quality. Now, I waited for this book for a year, and it's been out for a year before that, I think, anyways. But I will say it is quality.
It's very good.
The story is good. The cover is good. The paper is good. It's what you would expect from a trade. It isn't one of these books where he spent too much on paper, which drives me nuts.
Yeah, I have a few critiques, but other than that, I thought it was a very good, well put together comic book series so far. So outside of what I said earlier, you can go and watch my one-on-one with him on the Iron Man podcast on my Rumble channel if you get to the episode.
Absolutely.
I bought this dinged and dented, he said, because he did a sale on, I think, a Drink of Crazy's fucking Iron Knights show. And he was selling these dinged and dented. I'll be honest here, they weren't dinged and dented at all. I can show you right here. There's nothing wrong with the book. There's literally, it's perfect.
Nice.
I don't know why he was selling it dinged and dented. Maybe there was a slight error on maybe a crease or something. But I don't know. I don't know why it was sold that way. But if he has Battle Brick Road Volume 2 up on his website after it gets done fulfilling, then I'll buy it. There's no reason why for me not to. I enjoyed the series. Yeah. But if Volume 2 is not good and it's not as good as this one, no need for me to keep coming back. I'm not waiting 4 years for that. I have plenty of other comic book series that I could be investing my time into. Now, I'm not saying I want it to be bad. I know he's a guy that does care about putting out a good product. I've talked to him before, so I will give him that. But let's go into it in just a moment here. So the overall story of the book is kind of basically Wizard of Oz in so many different ways. He does give a lot of credit to the book there, and I want to make sure I have this here.
Great take. This was a really good concept. I got to give him credit. This was a very for basically doing another Yellow Brick Road story or a public domain story. This is how you do it in a way that's so interesting.
He made one character actually really interesting, and to be fair, the writer on the book is these are who the credits are. Zeb Hatfield is the writer. Eric. He did the art and he did the letters, obviously. And the colors were by Vincent Townsend. I've heard of that guy. Most of the people I've heard of before. And keep in mind, none of us ever said none of these guys were good at what they were doing. They just take too fucking long to get it done. No one ever said their quality is bad. I mean, let's talk about specific people, obviously. Yeah.
I think Eric took a reasonable amount of time to get the first issue out. Like, it wasn't years. Like, it took him about a year.
And it was 2 chapters, too.
What most indie people end up doing anyways. So,
also, the character, as you guys know, in the Wizard of Oz, it's a character named Toto. This is the dog. He's in the book. He's actually utilized in a much more better way than just being a fucking dog. He's utilized as that kind of robot-friendly character that the main hero usually has. Dorothy's the main character, but they don't really call her Dorothy in the book. She's most just known as Gale. There's this kind of story that's overarching later on that hopefully Volume 2 will get into when it comes to finding her dad. The flying monkeys looked great, honestly, looked very vicious. The only real issue I have with the book was that so it basically comes down to a point of there's 4, because I remember in the original book there's 4 wicked witches, right? There's a wicked witch of the north, east, west, and south, right? So that's very similar to this. So the villain felt very generic. It was the wicked witch of the east. I'm pretty sure that was the witch for this book. Felt very generic. It felt like a ripoff of Starro. That's what it felt like. Legitimately, the villain is a ripoff of Starro. All the villain just mind controls people with these helmets, and then that's it. That's just what the villain was. Pretty generic.
To be fair, though, dude, Starro isn't even. Well, Starro's original, but if you think about it, you've had whatchamacallit.
She felt like
the Borg in Star Trek.
And I know you
even
guys
in DC.
Yeah, I know you guys watched my Absolute Power hardcover review I did with Last Comic Fan. This character feels like a mixture of the Brainiac Queen and
Mhm.
Starro put in one. I just didn't feel like the villain was all that interesting, and the art on the villain is so ugly. Like this is the only really that looks bad. Like come on,
Yeah,
dude.
that
It looks
wasn't
like
the best
shit.
page in the book for sure. Even I thought that when I looked at that page, my first look at it, I'm like, this feels a little out of place with the rest of the art in this book.
Yeah, it does.
And I'm wondering if maybe there was a different inker on it or something that kind of the way it looked, it was interesting because like it's definitely not this.
It's
not
so
this art
crazy
right here.
how a lot of them will
That's
criticize
very different.
Rippaverse on villains and shit. That villain is just very not bad.
Yeah.
It's just very generic. It's just I've seen this
Well,
villain
like
before.
it looked like they were doing like a stained glass window picture. Like that wasn't great. This art here,
that was better.
This
That was better.
Yeah, that looked a little better. That was a good page. But yeah, the kind
So
of
let's
mind
start off.
control villain is such a
We start off in chapter 1.
common thing.
Dust to Dust.
Mhm.
So it's broken into 2 chapters for volume 1. As I said just a second ago there, Dust to Dust is the first chapter, and the second chapter is called Eastwich. So the book begins basically with them going to, good lord, it was just a giant canyon crater that they're going to initially up front. And then Dorothy is on a mission with these other guys. And then after that, their ships get attacked by the Flying Monkeys. As you guys know, the Flying Monkeys are henchmen of the Wicked Witch of the East, obviously. And they attack the air flight carriers that they're in. And then she ends up escaping. It was actually pretty brutal how the Flying Monkeys were actually killing a lot of them. And then what I also enjoyed about the book was that this book was very good at kind of balancing out a backstory, balancing out present, balancing out how serious the tone of the story actually is. It was a really good concept. Hey, combining Wizard of Oz and sci-fi together, great idea. Because after that, you start
really good direction.
You start getting into the backstory of Gail. Basically, her father was hiding something from her as a little girl, as he was running away from bad guys. Then basically he says, hey, Toto is going to protect you. He's your companion. And that's Toto in the book. Toto's not a dog. Toto's just a giant spherical robot that just
robot dog thing is what they call it. But yeah,
just keep in mind another thing we've seen over and over and over again. I would have preferred, if you're gonna go that concept, I would prefer if it's like a mechanical dog. I would have preferred that. But
yeah,
I just feel like a very lazy design on Toto. But the Toto character is fine. It's a very useful character. So Toto ends up protecting her, and then later on, the dad is like, hey, I'll come back for you, but I have to leave you. He ends up leaving her with the aunt and uncle that you guys know from the book, obviously. I forget their names all the time, but just the aunt and uncle, honestly. And then it comes down to the point
which are like leaders of this like military resistance group or some shit.
Yeah. And then you get to this part where the dad is having a conversation with a villain, and then the villain ends up capturing her dad. And then she's basically all alone. She has to end up traveling to her aunt and uncle. Then you flash forward back to the present, where it was before that incident in the first part of the book, where her uncle says, hey, we have a message from your dad. She hasn't seen her dad ever since what I just said there, since she was a little girl. She was about good 8 years old right there. So her uncle tells her, hey, we have this message here from your dad. Her dad tells her about, the Wizard of... essentially, he tells her about a place she needs to get to, and following the yellow brick road. As we all know in Wizard of Oz, you must follow the yellow brick road. So the uncle tries to stop her in usual typical story fashion. The main character doesn't listen and goes against the wishes of their actual, guardian, which is what happens. But then it goes and flashes back to the first part of the book where the flying monkey is about to kill her. And this was the only part that I was kind of a little confused in. So she was dropping out of that air carrier, right? And then Toto got a pod for her to be safe in. So Toto ended up finding this pod and launching this pod to the point where, she got into it before the flying monkey could get to her. And she ends up going down, pause, no pun intended, and landing in a city, actually, that she doesn't know where she's at. So that's the first part of the book. Sets up the conflict of where they want to go. You get your backstory. It flashes forward
the journey.
And the journey. And it gets her to the point where she is at the first part of the book and just kind of ties in a narrative together. Really good. A lot of books that we've read on here with Savage Dad and Last Comic Fan, a big problem with them generally is like the storytelling gets really jumbled. Like sometimes it can feel very like all over the place sometimes, but I felt at least in chapter 1 was very good. And then you get chapter 2, which is called E-Switch, where Dorothy is trying to basically radio in, hey, I don't know where I'm at right now. And then Toto ends up attacking these people who were trying to attack her because she was getting attacked by people with helmets on their head, very similar to Starro.
Yep.
I was like, this is literally just Starro. What the hell? We've seen this before.
It was very similar, but this kind of villain concept isn't. It's been used in tons of places, so it's not the worst, like most out of place thing. It's just a concept of like people who are mentally controlled. I mean, hell, they even use this concept in the fucking WandaVision show. They were all just basically being mentally manipulated by
true.
Wanda.
Mm-hmm.
Starro's done it. Who does it in the Marvel universe? There's somebody like that. Shit. It's escaping my brain right now. Like Purple Man does that shit.
She's now in Eastwood after Toto takes care of those people being brain controlled by those masks. And she asks for Toto to, hey, go and look for people, see what the hell's going on. She ends up getting attacked once again. Then these 2 other characters save her. I forget this guy and this girl's name. I don't know what their names are. I didn't care, honestly.
Oh, what was it? It's here somewhere, I thought.
Yeah, it's these guys right here. Those characters.
Yeah, maybe it's later in there. I thought they mentioned them there in the front, but
basically those characters are just telling them that, okay, so long story short, to go through this part, this is pretty much paint by the number storytelling, which is not bad. I'm still intrigued.
Yep.
There's 4 witches.
It still moved along. It was interesting.
There's 4 witches.
Like, the art is good.
It's this part. So there's 4 witches essentially, and this happened to be the one where one of the witches came in and just started taking control of everybody. Though it's said that it didn't start out that way, it eventually did come to that way. So that's one of the 4 witches. So I'd imagine in the next book we'll get to the next villain, which is another witch right there. Probably. So after we get to know that, they end up being surrounded by everyone in town because obviously this is a full city of people. And then she ends up coming into contact because she thought she was safe with one of the wicked witches. This is the Wicked Witch of the East, if I'm not.
Yeah, and this is like a stained glass picture of the witch too, which is kind of weird. I don't know if they were in front of a church or where it was that came up, but then you get to actually see kind of the robot witch or watcher or whatever they called her.
So then
the art was really good. Like I really appreciated the landscapes that he had and the close-up face shots and everything. Like this is good quality art that he did here. This is pro stuff. This is an image book right here. That
very good. Yeah.
There's kind of the throwdown here. Like
and the dialogue wasn't generic either.
On these.
The dialogue was fine. Like throughout the book, I was interested in the dialogue. The only real issue with the dialogue is that when certain characters were kind of info dumping, you could just tell these are just info dump characters. You don't care about these characters later on. She ends up fighting the Wicked Witch of the East, but she ends up obviously basically losing. It gets to a point where she's choked up and wrapped up, honestly. And after that, it ends up coming to a point of her basically, okay, so she ended up blowing that. Hold on. No, sorry, I hit the wrong page. My bad. Oh my good. Okay, so after that, she ended up blowing up part of the ceiling. And then after that, she ended up having that part of the ceiling smash down on the Wicked Witch of the East. And then that ended up taking out her influence on everyone. And I'm like, this all-powerful villain got taken out by basically a giant ceiling structure falling on her. But then again, you gotta realize it's also a robot, so a lot of pressure applied to them would kill them automatically pretty much anyway. So the influence
if you think
over
about
the witch
it
is
too,
gone.
It's very similar to what happened at the beginning of kind of the movie when Dorothy's house landed on the Wicked Witch of the East. I'm just wondering if she's going to steal her shoes. That would be
didn't happen.
Issue 2, she grabs some shoes and
Also, in the book, we don't get to see the Cowardly Lion or the Scarecrow or Tin Man.
That was kind of disappointing.
I think he's waiting for those reveals at the end of the book because we only basically get to see like the Tin Man later on. They gave a hint toward the Scarecrow very early in, like later in chapter 2, but the lion's not here. Later on in the book,
tiger though.
That's true. So the Wicked Witch of the East is dead. And if I mispronounce the directions, you can correct me. That's what I assumed it was. So
Yeah.
We end up getting to
I mean,
a
you
point.
get him kind of at the end, but
Oh,
like the very end,
Okay.
So, interesting
So
to see, but yeah.
we end up getting to a point where, so as you know, with the Wizard of Oz, one of the main characters is the wizard. Now in the movie, I didn't know the book very well. I mean, we were read the book in school, but I don't remember him from the book form. The movie form was essentially basically like con artists, technically. It's like a smoke and mirrors type of character where people think he's all powerful, all knowing, but it turns out he's just kind of a nobody. He just kind of just props himself up to be a character that, a lot of people hope is something versus what he actually is. So they're talking about basically her dad left her a message, follow the yellow brick road, that would basically kind of have her end up in Emerald City to the point where she would follow the yellow brick road to another destination. Now, these guys don't believe the wizard's still alive. And then Dorothy's like, we have to go and track down the wizard to find out where my dad is. But the wizard hasn't been seen in a very, very long time. So after that, they end up entering Emerald City, where the yellow brick road starts forming, But the same thing happens in the first part of the book, where they end up getting attacked by these mutant tigers, these mutant tiger gorillas.
Yeah, they look weird. They look like bear tigers or something.
These are bear tigers, yeah. They do give a nod to the Scarecrow. The Scarecrow's there as a nod. You're like, oh, there's a Scarecrow there, so
At the
very
end, it's like, oh, look, there's the Scarecrow, who looks pretty cool. Like, I'll say this is probably one of the best, better looking characters in the whole book.
Yeah,
He looks original. He looks interesting. He's got a good nod.
Was that the Tin Man or the Scarecrow?
Who he is. That's a Scarecrow.
Pretty sure it's Scarecrow.
But you can see, like, he's got a good nod to who he is here.
Mm-hmm.
You can't see it under there, but here you go. My name is in the way, but there we go.
Like the way you
get a good nod to who he is here.
Like the way the tiger gorillas killed people, the same way the flying monkeys did. Yeah, it's awesome. I like that. But you do eventually get the reveal of the Scarecrow. He does end up saving her.
Yeah, it looks good.
Like, how that would happen.
I'm interested to see, and this is what he did that was really smart that I liked about this book, is that he saved that reveal till the end of it. What's that?
Yeah. So
you have the end of your. I have this at the end of mine.
After
mine has a weird special story. Did you get this?
Good. No, mine does too. So after Tin Man, I keep saying Tin Man. Oh my goodness, my dick is a Tin Man. Just kidding. So after the Scarecrow saves Dorothy from the tiger gorillas, she basically he's like, you can't pay your respects. We don't have time. And then he says, and that's the end of the book. Oh, sorry, volume 1 is, and the danger is only beginning. So basically, what Eric did with a combination of Zeb Hatfield, he essentially did the movie, but he only just did the first act, and he kind of just took a different spin on the first act of the first part of the movie, because
that's a really different spin. That's what I appreciate.
Yeah,
that I think he did something that was both original and used these public domain characters and did something really original with it. It's honestly what I'm really looking forward to when we finally get to a point where they're doing when Batman hits open domain from Golden Age Batman.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see people doing something. You know what? If you want to tell classic Batman stories, that would be pretty fucking cool. If you want to go back and tell stories in that time period, like Batman, do like Batman noir stories, do stuff that we didn't get a lot of back then. But something like this too, where you're doing an interesting premise. Like, I'm looking forward to see the indie comic space is going to get kind of hot when guys can start just snatching up Batman from the Golden Age and use them. It's going to be wild. It's going to be wild.
Yeah. Other than that, pretty much you have this little backup story here. I'm going to be completely honest here. I did not read this, nor did I care about it, because it wasn't part of the main book. I mean, I might read it later on in my free time, but this really has no actual impact. I mean, it could. It could. I really don't know why it's here.
Yeah, I didn't read it yet either. I was going to read it when I kind of just put the book away.
This art
it just looked like something funny and extra he added in there. It's like a
funny
comic
webtoon. Yeah, it's like it's like a 10-page, 12-page Sunday newspaper comic strip in long form. It's like, buddy, Eric, you don't need to put this there. No one gives a fuck about that.
Or publish it on the webpage or something. I don't know. If he's having fun with it, that's fine. Sure. If it's more content, throw it in. Whatever. If that, I mean, what was nice also about the story,
this nice
what he did
cover sketch.
Oh yeah, what he did at the end here, what he did with the story that was really good. that told me he'd really actually thought this through very well. Is that he did exactly what you said. He ended it when it needed to end. He didn't add more filler. There wasn't a bunch of fluff I didn't need. He gave the characters the kind of background and development they needed, and he introduced characters that, if you know what this is that you're looking for, like, where's the lion? Where's the Tin Man? Where's the Scarecrow? Well, you got the Scarecrow in like the last 10 pages of the book after you had a lot of setting up Dorothy, and that's fine. The movie kind of started off that way.
Dorothy is the main character.
Yeah, he really paid homage or whatever, however the fuck you want to say it, to the concept of what he's borrowing from here, and he brought something very new to it and very interesting, very engaging. It was well written. The art was good. Is this, Joe Mad freaking on the X-Men? No, but not few people are. Almost nobody is. But it's good. This is good art. I don't feel like I got cheaped out on art. I don't feel like I got cheaped out on the story. This is a good story. This is a good book. This is definitely one of the better things I've read this year. It's not Transformers Volume 2 or anything.
Yeah.
Again, fewer things are, but it is very good. I'll put this on the playing field of Vaughn's Phenomenova. And I know that I should be better than him. Whatever. I enjoyed it just as much. I had just as much fun with this story as I did with Phenomenova. And at the end of the day, that's the kind of thing that's going to get me to spend money on another issue. And that's what matters.
Yeah.
As a consumer, not even a consumer, as a purchaser, as a fan, as a
fan of,
as somebody with money you want. Yeah. As a long-term fan of comics that has more long boxes than anybody I know except for John. This is good stuff. This I enjoyed. I will read more of it.
Very good. Yeah.
Great job. And again, I don't give a shit who the fuck he's affiliated. I don't care that he thanked Ethan Van Sciver, who, as best I can tell, had nothing to do with this book in the back of it. Don't give a shit. It was good. It arrived in what can be considered a reasonable amount of time.
Given that he had no inventory left. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. And
printers have been going through issues. I understand that.
Yep. And it was good. And that's it. And you know what? He also hasn't ever come out and said, I can go fuck myself, or he hates me. I wonder, does he have me blocked on X, though? I mean, none of them do. They seem to just show up in my tweets sometimes. But I don't think he does. Let's see. Let's find out. Does Eric Weathers hate me on the internet? Does he even know who I am? No idea. Eric Weathers. Looks like I follow him.
No, nope. I'm not blocked.
Yeah, he doesn't have me blocked or anything. So
don't have me blocked at all. But he is he's letterer for All Caps Comics. So good luck with that, dude. Eric.
Yeah, he must be really busy right now with the no comic books coming out. But hey, that ain't his problem. He's got his own book that isn't All Caps Comics that he's working on, and good for him. So I'm happy to see that issue 2 is printing. I'll pick it up when it's in regular.
I'm just gonna pick it up when it's on his website. How about that? I'm not waiting for your printer
That's
bullshit.
Pretty much what I was thinking about.
Yep, I'll buy it on your website. That's what I'm doing. Okay, so I'll even help him out here because even though he's a fucking interesting dude in of itself, he's definitely not an on-camera personality. That's what I noticed when I had a one-on-one with him. I felt like even if I did get a second one-on-one with him, it probably wouldn't have been that good because he's just not an on-camera personality at all. He's very just like he's one of those reserved kind of Kansas boys. He's like, oh, well, I moved the hay in the barn and I drive the tractor. It's like fucking hell, man. But no, I'll help Mr. Eric out. Here's his website, BattleBrickRoad.com. You can see that Battlebrick Road Volume 2 got about 87K. 87K out of like 1,000 backers.
Not bad.
Pretty good. This is the cover I'm getting for Volume 2. I'm getting cover A, but I'm only getting it when it's available on his website. I'm not doing that fucking bullshit right there. But overall, for me, I really liked a lot of things about the book. I might have this as one of my favorite books of the year, depending on everything else that's coming out. When we start Transformers Volume 3, it's going to drop.
It's definitely up there. I would say that, I don't know. I'd have to sit down and think, but it's pretty early in the year. But I can say right now it's in my top 5.
Yeah,
and my only real issue could stay within the top 10.
My only real issue was the villain. I thought the villain was just not very good, given how hyped the chapter was.
Again,
in the movie, like she is taken care of.
Could have done more. In the villain, she just dies right away anyway. So
I mean, it's very synergistic. Yeah, it's so.
Yeah, he's got to give me the Wicked Witch of the West being like fucking, like a fucking tank, man, a badass.
Yeah. So for me, I really enjoyed the characterization of Dorothy. I like the changes with Toto. I don't like the design of Toto, but I thought it was a better way to utilize him than just being a fucking regular dog. The sci-fi twist on the Wizard of Oz story made it a lot more compelling, a lot more interesting.
Very compelling.
I like the design of the flying monkeys that he did. I did enjoy that basically he took the first act of the movie and basically just put it into a comic book form where you could basically get more action out of it. It's not just like, oh, it's a musical, it's follow a yellow brick road. It made things a lot more interesting. And keep in mind, you didn't get everything all at once, which was fine. It was fine to kind of progress through the book. And you had like her backstory, you had this mystery with her dad. What if her dad was the wizard? We don't know yet. Could be the case. He might just be the wizard, you know, or he might not be her dad. Because
I was thinking that, like, I mean, it's not really a spoiler if you've been reading comic books as long as me, like, you can see things like that coming. And if he does that, even if I see it coming, I don't care. That's going to be fucking good. Like, that will be wild. I'm down. That's still interesting. That's not bad storytelling. It's just me having read a lot.
Yeah.
Fucking comic
perfectly
books.
Good. Perfectly awesome setup. The first half is better than the second half, but the second half, it only gets hurt by the villain. Other than the villain just getting beaten that quickly and not really being that good, and it basically just being he basically made the Wicked Witch of the East like Starro mixed with Brainiac Queen. It's really all it was. But I did enjoy the book. The pacing was great. The dialogue was good. The characters that you don't care for, you saw them get killed. They were only there for the purpose that they need to be, just fine. And it gave me
I thought the letters were easily as good as the letters in Isom.
God, good Lord, man. Oh, the other last thing I'll say was the fact that I always got this sense of, like, in the book, you didn't know what was going to happen in a good way. Like, you didn't know these characters were going to get killed. It was nice to have the stakes elevated the way they were, you know? And the reveal of the Scarecrow was very, very good. And it ended off kind of with them following the Yellow Brick Road, going to where, well, we're going to get the Cowardly Lion and the Tin Man later on. So I don't know what the last two chapters will be on, but we'll see where it goes. I'll be getting Battle Brick Road Volume 2 when it's on his website after it's done.
I will
crowdfunding. Yeah. So thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel. If you have not already, leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King, and we're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later. Deuces. Peace.
Peace.
Wow. So we have to head out of here in 5 minutes because I have to get to my next one-on-one, which will be for like an hour with Atmosphere, Joe Atmosphere, another white man. So as you guys know, from me and Professor Savage Dad, moving forward, next Wednesday, the show will be at about 6 p.m. PST with me and Laps Comic Fan doing it on Tuesday, which is fine. That way it's not doubling up on shows. Maybe we do still do it Tuesday if we want to just bang each other and have some hot sex. Just joking. But do you have anything that you want to plug beside my wife? You want to let the audience know about?
Do I want to let the audience know about your wife?
Do you want to plug anything as it's like doing streams? I've been linking your YouTube channel in our collab videos on the comic one, and you've not put out any content on your YouTube channel. Oh my God, you son of a bitch.
I told you I'm almost never on there.
Good God, man. I'm literally giving you the freest clout on YouTube. The freest clout. And you're not uploading on YouTube.
I have a bigger audience that's more active on
lies.
It's
there. More your audience will be massively bigger on YouTube if you put an effort to it. Way bigger.
I'll do the next commuter convo on YouTube tomorrow, and we'll see what shows up.
I'll just ask you to do it once a week. Just once a week. Because I'm linking your channel in the description box below and some of the comic book collab videos we do. If people go and sub to you and they'll see you doing any videos over there and be like, oh God, this guy's not, I don't know what happened to this guy. I do link Twitter too. So, well.
I'm always on X.
See, Joe just subbed to you and you're not doing content.
All right, Joe. Fine. I'll do a commuter convo tomorrow over there.
I'm just saying, if you're going to do 4 a week on Rumble, why don't you do one on YouTube?
I'm pressuring myself to do the comic book stuff soon anyway, so
I
get into my own comic book show in a bit. It's been waiting.
He can't. For the app that he uses only allows for one place.
Yeah, it's because I'm using a GoPro in my car. That's why it's a commuter
GoPro too. Well, you have the 4K one that streams, right? I have the same one.
No, I have the 11.
You have the 11? Okay. Good Lord. So yeah, Savage Jack confirmed it. You heard it here first. He'll do one of his car streams on YouTube a week. He gives you get something that you don't want to let your YouTube algorithm just die out. You know,
My
We're doing
YouTube
that.
algorithm is deader than a fucking doornail, dude. I even lost all the hours of watch time I've had, like just because I've been out of the game so much.
Oh my goodness. I have to teach you the ways of YouTube. I have to bring my son up the way that I was brought up.
Uh-huh. You
'Cause-
do need, because you got 2 minutes and you have an interview, bro.
That's
Mind
true.
it.
Yes. So at least try to put out at least 1 or 2 of the car videos on YouTube a week. At least.
All right, I'll give it a try. We'll see what happens.
You're doing 5 a week. You can't spread none of the love to your YouTube audience. Oh my God. You're like Joe Biden, just sending everything to Ukraine.
What YouTube audience? But I'll see if I got anything on there. We'll see what happens.
Shit, man.
I'm guessing nothing.
So yeah, thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK Show. We'll